Welcome back, everyone. So, I know I've been going on my retro kick showing off a lot of cool, old school retro characters, but I thought I'd take a little bit of a different turn with it today and show you a standard legal character who gets some really fun tricks when transferring over to retro. And that character is Levi Ackerman of the Survey Corps. A 6 hand size, 28 health character with air and death. As a static, he says that your charge and or weapon attacks get +1 speed and +1 damage. So I can tell you every attack in this deck is going to get a free +1/+1. And then enhance commit, add 1 weapon card from your card pool to your hand. So this pairs really well with one of my favorite retro attacks. And that is M3C Devastator Plasma Cannon. So check this out. It's a 6 difficulty, 3 control, 4 high for 9. So in Levi, this is a 5 high for 10, starting out. 3 mid block, charge, tech, and weapon. Every attack in this deck is going to have weapon. So every attack can be picked up with Levi, but that charge keyword does come in handy, and we'll see that in a minute. But as a static, if this card leaves your card pool during the combat phase, ready your character. So we play this as our first attack. Yeah, we probably have to commit a foundation. Fine. They deal with a 5 high 9. We play our next attack. We commit Levi, pick up M3C Devastator, ready Levi. And then when we play our next attack, we can commit Levi, pick up our second attack. We can turn 3 attacks into 5 or 6. But we also have a response that happens in our card pool with M3 Devastator, which is after your rival plays an enhance ability during this attack, they lose 2 health. So if they try to play any enhances to lower the speed, lower the damage, draw cards, they have to give up 2 health each time they do that. All while dealing with this 5 high 10 staring them in the face, and then we can just pick it up, ready our character again, so we are getting 2 instances of Levi's enhance, which is wild. And that's each time Plasma Cannon leaves our card pool. So it's not just by Levi, though. We also have West Wind combo. This is a Talim card. That's a 4 difficulty, 3 control, 3 mid 5, 1 high block, punch, multiple 2. We'll come back to that. Weapon, and it combos with a charge, which means in order to use our combo enhance, the card immediately before this in our card pool has to have the charge keyword, which Devastator Plasma Cannon does. So if we play the Devastator Plasma into West Wind combo, we get this combo enhance, add 1 card from your card pool to your momentum. So we play Plasma Cannon, and let's say we've already picked something up with Levi. We play West Wind combo. We put Devastator in our combo into our momentum. Levi readies. And again, with Levi, this is a 4 mid 6 base on a 4 diff, which is pretty good. That multiple 2 says as an enhance, we can spend up to 2 momentum. And for each momentum we spend, we add the top card of our deck to our card pool face down as a copy of West Wind combo. It doesn't get any of the text box. It doesn't get the keywords. It doesn't get the it doesn't get any of the abilities, but it gets the stats. So we can get up to 2 additional 3 mid 5 attacks that go off immediately after the West Wind combo resolves. We don't have to make checks for them. We just roll from West Wind combo resolves straight into the first multiple copy. So if we can math this out, we can continuously add cards to our hand, or add our attacks back to our hand with Levi, keep readying our character, use West Wind combo to stuff them into our momentum to ready our character, and then keep picking them up, and then play a West Wind combo at the end of our string, and then get up to 2 additional attacks with the multiple 2, which is crazy. This whole deck is how many attacks can you throw in one turn. And we also have an enhance. If this attack deals damage, we get to destroy one of our rival's assets, and multiple copies of this attack gain that ability as well. So that's pretty good if we're dealing with an asset-based character like a Mimic or a Bishamon or something like that. Characters that focus on their assets being played. We can definitely pop those with West Wind combo. Another charge weapon I love is Royal Poison. This is a 5/3, 6 mid for 6, 1 low block. Charge, EX3, Fury, Powerful 3, and Weapon. This card's got a whole bunch of keywords. So for EX3, as an enhance, we can spend any number of momentum, and for each one we spend, we get 3 speed. Powerful 3 is we can spend any number of momentum, and for each one we spend, we get 3 damage. But as an enhance, we can sacrifice one of our foundations. If this attack is blocked, we get to ready all cards in our stage, including Levi. So we can play one of our other cards, like our double-bladed spin, play a Royal Poison on a 6. It's coming in at minimum 7 mid 7. If our rival doesn't want to take 7 damage, and we do have ways to pump it, obviously with like Powerful, then they gotta block it. We get to ready Levi back up. We can commit him on our next attack, like maybe we play the double-bladed spin again, and then we can just commit Levi and pick up Royal Poison. And we can just chuck these attacks over and over and over. We also have a Deadlock enhance, so if our rival has at least 11 foundations, we can use this enhance to seal 2 of them, and then commit 2 of them. So we seal 2 of them, and then we commit 2 others, so they're basically down 4 foundations if they're in deadlock. We have Assassination Attempt. This is a really unique and kind of cool card, not just for the art. I dig this art, but this is a crazy card. It's a 5 difficulty, 3 control, 5 mid for 4, so in Levi it's a 6 mid for 5. It doesn't have a block, so we can't block with it, but it's got Charge, Slam, Weapon, and Desperation 4. Desperation 4 means if we are at less than half of our printed health, this becomes a 4 difficulty attack. So if we are at 13 health or less, this is a 4 difficulty move. As an enhance, if our rival's character is committed, this attack gets 4 damage. So maybe they had to commit to pass a check, or they committed due to use one of their abilities. This can become a 5 mid 8. So in Levi, a 6 mid 9. But as a static, while this card is in our card pool, when paying costs, we may clear this card instead of spending momentum. Or instead of spending 1 momentum. So for our EX or Powerful on Royal Poison, we can clear Assassination Attempt instead. For the multiple on West Wind combo, we can, play the Assassination Attempt, play another card, you play West Wind combo, put the other card into our momentum, and then spend that momentum and clear the Assassination Attempt for the multiple too. It's another way of utilizing our cards in our card pool, not just picking them up with Levi, but keeping them threatening even though they've already resolved. We have Dual Blade Rupture. This is a fun one. It's a 5/3, 3 low for 4, 2 low block, so this is a 4 low for 5. As a static, while it's in our card pool, our foundations get -2 difficulty. So if we whiff on our kill turn because our rival pulls some crazy block tricks, we can just build out, and if this is the only attack in our card pool, it's basically -1 progressive to all of our foundations. All of our 2 diffs become 0 diffs. That's how crazy this is. And as an enhance, we get to ready 1 card in our stage that has not been readied this combat phase. So if we play an attack like a double-bladed spin, which is going to be a great opener, or a Devastator Cannon. Well, we wouldn't want to do it for Devastator Cannon because that would ready Levi anyway. But if we commit Levi to pick up an attack, we can use this enhance to then ready Levi right back up. And then on the next attack, we can just pick up the Dual Blade Rupture. We wouldn't be able to ready Levi, but we could ready a foundation maybe and keep our train going. Double-bladed spin, I've mentioned it a couple times. It's a 4/3, 3 mid for 4, 3 mid block with the weapon keyword. So it's a 4 mid 5 in Levi. As a blitz, we get to mill 3. We get to add up to 1 weapon attack and 1 weapon foundation to our hand. So this is a great way to extend our string of just how many times can we keep playing more and more attacks. So you can play this into, a Royal Poison, pick this up, play, a West Wind combo, play this, and you can just keep picking up attacks. And the next attack that we see is going to be another really good one we want to play. It also has a Deadlock Blitz. Our rival sacrifices a foundation. It's pretty alright. But another great kill card is Walk the Dog. 8 difficulty, quote unquote, 3 control, 6 low for 6, 2 low block, powerful 3, ranged, stun 1, and weapon. We've already talked about powerful 3. We spend momentum to get 3 damage each. And stun 1 says we can force our rival to commit a foundation. As a static, this attack gets -1 difficulty for each committed foundation in our rival stage, max -4, so this can become a 4 difficulty move. And then enhanced, draw one card for each copy of Walk the Dog in your card pool. So picture this. We play a Walk the Dog on a 4, because our rival had to string out and they had to commit a little bit. Then we draw the card. Now let's say we play a double-bladed spin. Mill 3, and we pick up a Walk the Dog that we milled that way. Or maybe we drew a second Walk the Dog. Play the Walk the Dog, draw 2 cards, commit Levi, pick up the first Walk the Dog, play the first Walk the Dog again, draw 2 more cards, and just keep going with these 7 low 7s that we're rolling on our rival. Absolutely bonkers. And we can clear Assassination Attempt for that powerful 3, which also clears our card pool. So really neat there. So that's our attack lineup. It's all weapons. It's half charges, just so we can make use of that West Wind combo. But it's really all about getting to reuse our attacks multiple times and reusing our character ability multiple times. For assets, we have Military Airship. This is a 3/5, 2 high block with unique. Enhanced commit, freeze this card, add 1 card from your card pool to your hand. This is basically just doubling up on Levi's ability, which could be really useful if, say, we had to commit him and maybe the ability got canceled, because there are ways to cancel character abilities in Retro. This could be another way to pick something like that up, maybe to pick up the M3 Devastator so that we can re-ready Levi and try again. Or just continuously picking up our cards, our Walk the Dogs, our double-bladed spins, our West Wind combos, so we could play another charge attack, play West Wind combo again, and then add that to our momentum and go for that big multiple at the end. Because the thing about West Wind combo is, if our rival's totally shields down, can't block anymore, if we've got 2 momentum, that's an extra 10 damage on top of whatever West Wind combo can do. So that's like 6 damage maybe, base because of Levi. So that's 16 damage if their shields are down. That's most of a Titan of Terror. That's pretty solid for a long string ender of constantly moving your card pieces around. We've got some defense with Cape of No Return. It's a 3/4, 3 high block, unique, enhance, remove this attack from the game. We just say, hey, that attack's not hitting us, that's fine. And then a tricky thing, Swordfish 2. It's kind of like our Cape of No Return. 3/4, 3 mid block, tech and unique. We are not going to worry about the Spike enhance because our name's not Spike, but we do have enhance, add Swordfish 2 to our momentum, add this attack to its owner's momentum. So we could clear our own attack into our momentum if we wanted to. It has to be the current attack though, or we just push our rival's attack straight into their momentum. We don't have to take any damage. Sure, they get the resource, but that's damage we don't have to take, and we get a momentum for our powerfuls, our EXs, our multiples, and just really, we can just pop off. For actions, we've got Bang. This is a way that you can deal with characters in Retro. It's a 3/4 action, 2 high block. Response, after your opponent does not block your attack, they lose 3 health and you draw a card. So it's a little bit of just extra damage at the end. It's a great way if your rival thinks, okay, they're going to leave me at like 2, I can afford to take this, and then you hit Bang. Sorry, you couldn't afford to take that. They left at 2. But we can also enhance, remove, seal any card in our rival stage. This includes characters. So Bang is an incredible card for just targeting whatever piece is going to be their best defense on the board. They don't get to use it. Or if their character's really strong on offense, we just seal it on their turn. We don't have to worry about it. We also have Filled with Doubt, 2/5, 2 mid-block. Response after your rival plays an attack, seal it. There are some incredibly dangerous attacks in Retro, like the M3 Devastator Plasma Cannon, like Coffee Samba, just so many that this is just the ability to turn off your rival's attacks is going to be really useful. So let's go to our foundation base. Most of these actually have the weapon keyword so that we can pick them up with double-bladed spin, so we're getting the most value out of our card. So we start with Survey Core, Hope of Paradis, 2/6, 2 mid-block with weapon. As a Survey Core response, we have the Survey Core trait. Tenacious, or playable while this card is committed. After you block an attack, ready this card. Not once per turn, this card's not unique. This is a card that helps keep us alive as we play defense, so that we can go into our turn and just rip a bunch of high weapon offense. We have Jump into Action, another 2/6 with a 2 mid block and the weapon keyword. Enhance, add this card to your hand, build 1 card from your hand face down, your attack is +2 damage. It's a 6 check, it's got the weapon keyword, and it gives some extra damage to make our cards more threatening. Because yeah, maybe they can afford to take 6 or 7 with Royal Poison. Can they afford to take 9 or 10? That might cause them to block, and then we just get to re-ready our entire stage and say, sorry dog, you're just gonna get bopped. We have Draw Your Swords, a 2/5, 3 low block with weapon. Enhance, sacrifice 1 foundation. Your weapon attack gets +1 damage and gains stun 1. So 1 damage, and we can force our rival to commit a foundation. Pretty good. And then it's a Deadlock Enhance. If we let our rival get to 11 foundations, our weapon attack just gets +1 speed for free, which is pretty good, especially since this is not a unique foundation. So if we get 2 of these and they go into Deadlock, we're saying, hey, we'll sack a foundation, it gets 1 damage, you're going to commit a foundation, and our weapons are going to get +2 speed. Pretty fun. We've got Rifle Arm, a 2/5, 3 low block with weapon. Enhance Commit. This attack is +2 or -2 speed. If it is the only attack in its owner's card pool, it gets +3 or -3 speed instead. So good speed hate, or to try to push the damage for like an M3C Devastator, to make that like an 8 high for 10, and say, hey, you're gonna have to block this and probably use a lot of resources to deal with it. Or, you know, you're just gonna take a crap ton of damage. And if they have to use resources like enhances with M3C Devastator Plasma, they're gonna lose health every time they do that. We have Superior Assailant, a 3/4 with no block. Weapon keyword, enhance, flip this foundation. If you have played at least 2 other weapon cards this turn, this weapon attack gets multiple 1. So if we've played, you know, we've done our Levi thing, picking up our attacks, playing them again, we can give any of our attacks multiple. We can give M3C Devastator multiple and make this 5 high 10 give us a multiple of 4 high 9 that our rival then has to deal with. And it's just a great way to add an extra little bit onto your attack string to get the most value out of it, because you can clear your assassination attempts. West Wind Combo gets you momentum. Swordfish 2 gets you momentum defensively. If we've hit with anything, it can go to our momentum. So it's just a really solid, hey, I'm going to mess with the math and deal an extra attack's worth of damage this turn. We also have Enhance 4+ in parentheses, which means we have to make a control check against a difficulty of 4. And if we pass that check, our weapon attack is +1 speed. So it's something that doesn't have to commit, and it can be a little bit of extra free speed boost. We have Weapon Master, a 2/5, 2 high block with a weapon keyword. Response, flip. After your weapon attack deals damage, clear 1 card from your card pool. So again, we commit Levi, pick up our first attack during our second attack. If that second attack hits, we get to ready Levi, play that first attack a second time, and then Levi commit pick up the second attack, and we've turned 2 attacks into 4, not including anything else we've got in our hand. Anything we picked up with Bladed Spin, drawn with Walk the Dog. It's really, really scary. Substitute Member, this is some good speed hate. It's a 3/5, 3 high block. Enhanced Flip changes this attack speed to 3. Just makes something really easy to block. Moment of Normalcy is really good defense. 2/5, 3 high block. Enhanced Commit, return this attack to its printed speed or damage. So we can just take less damage or make something easier to block. Warped Intentions, this is a fun one. It's a 1/5, 2 low block. Enhance Flip, if this attack has received both a speed and damage bonus, it gets stun 1. Levi is going to give all our attacks 1 speed, 1 damage. So this is automatically live for every attack that we play, unless our character's sealed. So we can just first enhance Flip, give our attack stun 1. And that makes it harder for our rival to deal with our longer strings because we're tapping down their resources. We have Fearsome Transformation, which is great. A 1/5, 3 high block. Enhanced Flip, draw 1 card. If we have no momentum, we do have to discard a card. But we've got ways to get momentum, and even if we're just like discarding a foundation and hopefully drawing an attack, we just want to make the longest strings possible. Which is helpful with incompatible quirks. A 2/5, 3 mid block. As a static, this card does not ready during our ready step. That's a bit of an issue. It's got Enhanced Commit, this attack gets -2 speed, which is fine, but it has Enhanced Tenacious, remove 1 foundation, ready this foundation. So we could remove another committed foundation to ready this up and continue our stringing. And you'll see a couple of other foundations like that in this deck. Like Requesting Assistance, a 0/5, 2 mid block. It says Enhanced Flip, if you have at least 1 momentum, ready 1 foundation that has not been readied this combat phase. So once we get the West Wind combo down, or we just have a momentum, we can just ready something and keep our strings going. We have Hell's Reach, a 0/5, 3 mid block. Enhanced Flip, ready this card. And that's a playable while committed tenacious effect. So we tap it to, or we commit it to pass a check, and then we flip it to ready it. And we have another ready resource. We have Wandering Pirate, one of my favorite foundations from Retro. It's a 2/4 with no block, unique. As a static, after our rival's combat phase begins, we get to ready it. So that's cool. We commit it on our turn, it readies during our rivals. But as a response, twice per turn, after this foundation is readied or committed, ready 1 other foundation that has not been readied this combat phase. And that's a tenacious ability. So we commit it to pass a check, and if we commit like 2 foundations to pass that check, Wandering Pirate readies 1. And then we can say, oh, I'm going to Requesting Assistance, flip it to ready Wandering Pirate, and ready this other foundation. And then I'm going to commit 2 foundations, including Wandering Pirate, to pass my next check, and ready something else that hasn't been readied. And you can just keep going. And when it readies on your rival's turn, you ready something else up again. So it really helps to keep your stage refreshed. We've also got Tijuana Groceries, a 3/5 with no block, unique. Enhance, remove 2 foundations from your discard pile. Ready this foundation, playable while committed. So kind of like incompatible quirks, it's something that helps ready itself so you can keep your strings extending. We've got Ophidiophobia, a 2/5, 3 low block. Enhanced Flip, if this attack is blocked, it deals no damage. So we're kind of forecasting to our rival this attack's going to get blocked, but it's basically just Mikasa defeats the female Titan, but it's got a better control. It's instead of a 4 check, it's a 5, so that's why I added that instead. Stronger Than All is just some fun defense. 2/5, no block. Enhanced Sacrifice, return this attack to its printed damage. It then gets -1 damage. So they boosted something with a bunch of powerful, or they just really cranked up the damage, say, hey, put it back to its printed, and then it gets -1. And then we get Hand of a Tyrant. 2/5, no block. Enhance, as an air character, which we are, sacrifice this foundation, ready your character. So if we don't have the M3C Devastator Plasma, maybe we got the Dual Blade Rupture, maybe we've got a couple of these in our stage, we can just keep readying Levi and keep picking up our attacks as long as we can keep passing our checks. So really powerful. This is a really great card that I love. And it's so cool for the air characters that can play it. But yeah, that is Retro Levi Ackerman. This dude can put a lot of numbers up on the board. He can throw a lot of attacks in a single turn. And again, mind you, all of his attacks get 1 speed and 1 damage automatically, so that helps a little bit with the math. But just being like, you know, MC3, or like Assassinate, and then into a West Wind combo, and then you pick up or Dual Blade Spin, and then you pick up the first thing with Levi, and then you ready it, and you can just... The amount of times you should be able to ready your character and play like 3, 4, 5, 6 attacks in a turn because you're constantly looping them back to your hand is nuts. And I think this could be a really fun try to rush him down on, like, not necessarily turn 2, because I don't think you're building 6 on turn 1 and then going into your turn 2, but maybe a turn 3, maybe play a little bit of defense, you know, maybe poke for some momentum on turn 2, and then turn 3 you can go off, or even turn 4 if you didn't draw a lot of attacks. But yeah, this dude can actually just like one turn your rival's character if you catch them off guard. And I think it's really cool. I think it's really cool to take some of the newer characters, not necessarily the old ones, and bringing them, giving them a whole bunch of the new cards, which is absolutely a blast, but seeing what these newer characters are capable of doing with some of these older cards. Because I guarantee you, since there's only like 2 ways to ready your character in Standard right now, Levi can only play one of them, and it's not really good for him. It's a 6 difficulty, 1 check without the weapon keyword. But having so many ways to ready him in Retro, Dual Blade Rupture, Devastator Plasma Cannon, Hand of a Tyrant, just having all those ways to ready him is really, really neat. And I think you can really get a lot out of a simple and straightforward character like this. But what do you guys think? What do you think of Levi Ackerman in the retro scene? I know that after Chicago, we've seen some pretty cool retro decks, including Bishamon, I think, was in the top 8. I'm trying to remember who won it. I'd have to look it up. I remember reading it just before I started recording here, but I cannot remember for the life of me. Does Universus have it up yet? Major regionals, regional Chicago. Does not have the retro, just has everyone who played in Chicago. Okay, so I do not remember who won the retro, but retro's fun. I love retro. It's probably my favorite way to play the game, just because there's so many toys to play with. It can be very dangerous for new players just who aren't familiar with the old cards. There's a lot of degenerate stuff in retro, but I'm the type of person who I just love all the toys. Just give me everything and let me play in the sandbox. So let me know what you think in the comments in the comments below of the deck. If you have not subscribed yet, please consider subscribing. It would help me and the channel out a lot. I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care, guys.